Okay, morning. Let the show begin. So I'm really in a practicing mode. I'm not very good with technology, and I've realized that I need a number 11 in my team. So the person that won or that got the free reading, the short reading, is Clarenelda from Pringle Bay. So I will go do the share screen and put her profile on the board, and then um, you can actually see how it works and learn a lot from that. Okay, so when we do a reading, you can see there's the 6-pointed star and the downward facing star triangle. That's the part that we work with in the first part of our life from 0 to 35. That part we want to activate then. Then the upward facing triangle is the spiritual triangle, and that comes in our second part of our life. So between 35 and 42, more or less, there's a changeover period, a time of transition. And all of you can actually think what happened in that time of your life. Did you get new babies? Did you change your career? Did you move, or what was happening in your life in that time? That gives you a clue of what is to come. I remember I stepped out of formal religion and I started a holistic healing center. So I really changed my life in a complete new way. Then after 42, we start working on the spiritual triangle if our physical triangle is completely activated. You will also see that we have two challenge numbers. The 66 is a physical challenge number. This challenge number usually gives you an idea why you chose the family that you chose to be in. So it's challenging, and if you realize, but I've chose my parents for that reason or to learn that stuff, then sometimes when it was hard and challenging, one also understands that we are all responsible for everything that we create, even the choices that we made in a family. So when that is very harsh, sometimes it can be difficult. Okay, then you have your talent numbers. So that is stuff that you've already integrated. So as the challenge numbers are stuff that comes with us, it can be in our family line. So one generation just pass it on to the next generation, to the next generation, until someone in the family actually decides, I'm going to change this pattern. The same actually with our talent. So if you have an example, say you have the number 4, which is the abundance number, and you have a family that can make money easily, and then there's sometimes no hang-ups or scarcity vows or whatever. And by seeing that from your ancestral lineage, you can also do that in the same way, and it can be easy. Or it can also be past life stuff, past life lessons that we've integrated and that we've brought into this lifetime. So you've got a physical talent number and a spiritual talent number. And then we also have a goal number in both areas. So that is new goals that we've set for ourselves to embody in this life. And it's all created in your name, and your name was actually, you gave your name to your mother intuitively for the lessons that you want to learn. And as we get born, that name is spoken over us. It also says in the Bible that the universe was created by sound, by the words that are speaking. So that's why it's also important to watch the words that we say. Okay, if we go through the triangle, Clarenelda's physical challenge number is a number 66, which stands for divine inspiration. Now, I understand that number very well because that is my soul destiny number. And it's all about creativity and inspiration. But it's all also, if it's in a challenge position, it's like you get all these fantastic ideas, but it's very hard to step into them and to make it real or to make it happen. Or you start something and then a new idea pops up, and before you can finish the previous one, the next one is already there. So it's very confusing, and you stop and start things and you don't pull things through. And then in a challenge position, I really see in more and more people that I do, the home that you choose sometimes gives you a big challenge in actually activating that code. So a number 66 can be that you were in a house and you had all these good ideas, but you were constantly put down to say, oh no, that's too difficult. Oh, you can't do that. Our family aren't artists, so you can't be an artist. And then we start to buy into that belief system and make it real. And then we don't really take on that challenge. So it's really looking at how our family puts us down, but in a challenged position, you actually want to overcome that challenge. And in spite of what your teachers at school or your parents at home or your siblings or friends told you, and this one is specifically about creativity and yeah, how to step forward. It's very important for number 6s to step forward, to take the action that's needed to make their creative ideas come true. And when you start taking action and you finish something from start to finish, that is how you actually activate that number. Go to a talent number, and that is really someone that I need in my business, is a number 11-2. So you will also see with the numbers from 1 to 9 is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So it's got a double vibration of the 6. From number 10, it's actually 2 numbers in one code. So 11-2 is 1, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Number 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. Then number 21 is also 2 plus 1 is 3. So there's a double vibration in that code. So the number 11 is about divine structure. So these number 11 actually have a polarity thing running with the number, and that is life. No, the polarity is life and death, I think. Yeah, so there can be a lot of death, but it's also like you set yourself up for a lot of death in belief systems. It's really changing into something new. Go over boundaries that was really set in your family. Because she has it as a talent, it's not such a problem for her. If you have an 11 in a challenge position, it's like you are very stuck in old belief systems and old patterns, and you can't actually think and work out of the box. Where in a talent position, it is much more easy to do that, and we always lead with our talents because that has already been part of who we are. So the 11 then is very, it's very structured in a way, but not in a rigid way. People with the 11 are very good with computers, with setting up websites and all computer or IT stuff. And there's also a building aspect to the number 11, especially in the first triangle in the physical world. So they can be architects or plan and build houses. There's a really physical structure as well. And then the number 2 is all about support. Number 2, you are very good at giving people support. You have it in a talent position. So I think you've learned not to become the doormat of other people. People that have the number 2 in a challenge position can be sometimes really be the doormats and can't say no and do everything for other people. And in the end, doesn't have enough time to do the things that they want to do. Okay, that's the 11-2. When you take the 11 and more to this spiritual realm, then the 11 is also very good teachers. They are really very wise souls, and they are sometimes the teacher of teachers. So then they have this wisdom that they put into structures, and they can actually teach other people to do either in the physical, build homes or be architects, or they can be teachers of higher wisdom. Okay, and then her goals is the number 7-7. Number 7-7 is actually people that are, they are the networkers, very integrated people. When you have that in a talent position, in a goal position, all numbers in a goal position is still a challenge until you activate it. So number 7s are people that really get people together. They can, when they go to parties, they are the center of the attention. They attract people like a magnet. So people come to them and they want to learn from them. They are very good in making groups or forming groups of like-minded people. But when a number 7 are in challenge, they usually put masks on. They don't want to be seen. They hide away. The masks, in a way, mean that when they with the party people, they in party mode. When they with the more spiritual people, they show their spiritual side. So they want to blend in with a group instead of really being true to themselves. So in a goal position, it's very important that you know who you are and you put yourself out in the world as your true self, not like a chameleon fitting in with a group. Number 7 is also a master number and a catalyzer. So if number 7 is activated, you can actually really help people come on their path and don't take any nonsense from everybody, but you do it from your heart. Okay, so the 7-7 are really a master vibration, and I see Clarenelda has that as a, when you have 4 or more of the same number, it's a dominant vibration. So she really wanted to bring in the number 7. And if she work on that in her physical goals, that's her soul destiny. So from your birth, everything around the circle is actually helping you to embody the number 7-7 fully in your profile. Okay, then if we go to the spiritual triangle of this profile, the spiritual numbers is actually taking you to a deeper level of your existence. Her spiritual challenge is the 12-3. Now, number 12 is divine knowledge. It's all about the wisdom that you have. That's a very expansive number, and you have gained a lot of knowledge already. You have that in a challenge position, but because the number 12 is so expansive in a challenge position, you can really feel overwhelmed, or you can always running around, always doing things, always wanting to know more, learning more, doing courses, reading books, doing everything for everybody else. So it's very expansive, but in its essence, the number 12 is a master teacher. So I can see how the number 12, if you really activate the number 12, can help you to get to your soul destiny, and really share your information or the knowledge that you've gained with a group of people. So it's important for you to get people together. Okay, that's number 12. One thing that's important in a challenge position is number 12 must actually make time to relax. So to lie in a bath for 40 minutes doing nothing can be sometimes a big challenge for number 12s. So it's really making time out just for yourself and just do nothing, because number 12s really have this belief system that we always must be on the run. Okay, the number 3 is the ancient sage. So that's about expressing your divine knowledge. So number 12-3 in a combination is actually the master teacher, spreading the information. And a lot of that information is already inside of yourself, but sometimes we don't have the guts to really tell the world what we think inside of us. So you have gained a lot of wisdom through the ages, through your lifetimes, or through your family lines. And it is really time to access that knowledge and share it with a bigger audience. In challenge, the number 3 tends to don't speak, and there's also can sometimes be a sexual imbalance, like people are uncomfortable with their sexuality or some or other sexual imbalance that one can look at with the number 3s. Okay, then the number 2, the spiritual talents, that's actually the number that most people want. Number 4 is all about abundance, divine abundance, and she's got 2 number 4s in her spiritual talents. So as a talent number shows that she already knows deep inside of her how to make money. Sometimes in our lives we go through a lot of making money and then losing money. But when number 4 are in a talent position, it's very easy to make the money back again. So the reason why we lose the money and then have to make it back again is to learn to have gratitude for money and for abundance. There's a polarity theme around abundance as well. And the polarity theme is fertility and infertility. So in a talent position, it's almost like when you put your hands to something, it just doubles. So like seeds in nature, if you put the seeds in the ground, it will just multiply and make more and more and more. And as people, we also have that within ourselves, but sometimes our belief systems and how we grow up in our families or in our societies or in our cultures, we've learned not to trust that we are actually living in an abundant environment. So it can also mean babies. So people with a number 4 especially in this physical talent, when you have the ability to still make babies, must be very careful because it can also multiply in that way, in a huge way. Okay, then I can see spiritual goals is number 21-3. So number 21 is about divine endurance. So it's really learning your lessons through endurance. So it seems like you've set a very high goal for yourself to endure things. So sometimes you keep on setting new ideas that you want to do, but then you've got to do it and you set yourself very high challenges. It can become difficult. So sometimes one have to just look at it. Do I need another challenge? Do I have to set my goals so high? It is in a way learning yourself to be strong. It teaches you inner strength. And as a goal, just be mindful of the goals that we set for ourselves. Sometimes if we get so tired of all these difficult goals that we have to work through, we can just ask, it's too difficult, or you can just state to your higher self, that's very difficult, give me a break, or let me just rest for a while, set little, not so many challenges, just focus on one and make it through from the beginning to the end. And then you also have the number 3 again there, which is the ancient wisdom. I think there is a polarity theme with the number 3 as well. Just check. Yeah, the number 3 is about poverty and wealth. So you've got that there as a challenge. So sometimes it was when you made poverty vows or chastity vows. That's mainly what goes with the number 3. And in challenge, you can really look at that. So you've set yourself up with a challenge on poverty and wealth, but as a talent, you have the abundance already easily accessible. So it feels like a contradiction, but then it will be easy to activate. It will be easier to activate if you really look at your belief systems and the vows that you've made. So poverty and wealth comes through with the number 3. Okay, then around all of this actually will help you to embody the number 7-7, which is divine integration. I forgot to say the number 2 also has a polarity theme, and that polarity theme is from foolishness to wisdom. So sometimes more in a challenge position, you can take very foolish decisions, but in that way you learn a lot of lessons. So from your foolish decisions, you can become wise. I see you have a lot of polarity themes. So that's the 3, poverty to wealth. The number 2, foolishness to wisdom. Number 4, which is fertility and infertility. Okay, and then all of that, if you integrate and activate all those numbers, will help you to get to your soul destiny. And your soul destiny is really getting groups of people together on the same mission. So it can be building a community where people have to work together. It can be a spiritual group where it's about teaching, but it's all in the new way. So when you are a teacher, it's not like teachers sit above and tell all the other people what to do. The new energy is like we sit in a circle and we learn from each other. And then also, if you know the codes of those that work in your business, you can actually really help them to use their talents. And their talents is something that comes very naturally and very easily. And if they, and I really look for a number 7 and a number 11 in my business, because my computer skills are not good and I'm also not good at advertising myself and getting people together. So if you are building a business, it's good to know what your weaknesses are, and then to get people in your business that are good at that, that loves doing that. And that's how we actually thrive more and more. Okay, that is your quick, that is your profile in a few words. Those of you that are interested, keep following the Facebook page, because every week I will do one or so. And then we must just remember that we have all the codes within us. Our higher selves are really completely full and have everything inside of us. So we can draw on all the codes, but sometimes it can just become overwhelming and too much. So in this lifetime, we can focus on the codes that's in our name, and that actually life will really take you to that and bring that codes to fruition. So thank you all for listening, and I'm hoping to do it in a new, easier way for myself as well. I think there's a way that you can do Facebook stream or something like that, and then we can do it directly and people can ask questions. So I think that will be my next step. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you all.